There's two things that, for me, that make the chicken pick really sound cool. And one of them is you're hitting a muted note. So if this is the string of the guitar, what I'm basically doing is I'm putting my first finger underneath the string, and then I'm putting my thumb on top of the same string, right? So the thumb plucks a note that's completely muted because your first finger is right here. So you get this big old thud. But you got to do it pretty hard so that that thud is pretty, pretty loud. And then I lift up the string and pop it back down again. So between the thud and the pop, which you do right away, back to back, the chicken is born. So if I do it on the A string of the guitar, I'm going to put my first finger down in between these two pickups, or if you're in a Strat, kind of the middle pickup is a good visual reference. And I'll put that first finger right there, putting the thumb down a little bit more towards the neck pickup. And then I always kind of anchor my palm down here. I don't know if that's wrong or not, but I do it. And what happens is the thumb plucks a note, you just get a big old thud, and then you lift it up, and you get the pop. So between the two. So I get the chicken. Now with that, you can just grab one string all day long and which is kind of a cool thing in and of itself. So a lot of times I'll play with just the fingers because I think it sounds a little bit more organic, I guess, a little bit more percussive and groovy. Even those aren't country licks, if I do my Albert Collins stuff, I go. And I'm utilizing that chicken picking thing, even though it's not country, it's blues. But one way you can practice this to get your chops together is to just take like a blues scale. So if I'm in A, I'll just do the A blues scale, which is just the minor pentatonic with the added flatted fifth. So if I chicken pick every one of those notes, it's a good way to practice it because it takes a long time to get fluid with it, going from string to string. Now one thing I'll add in there that I show a lot of people, because there's ways of doing things that you don't necessarily have to sit down and listen to a bunch of country records if you don't want to, and quite frankly I don't recommend it unless you're in the mood to be depressed, or you can feel your IQ lowering as you listen to more of it. It's kind of a harsh statement, but it's probably true. Anyway, so what you can do is you can add certain nuances that will give you this kind of cool sound, and you can do it to any, you don't have to, you can take whatever licks that are currently in your arsenal and add a couple of these different nuances, or tricks if you will, and you can turn your blues licks or rock licks or whatever into kind of a chicken picking soup of sorts, which is delicious, or lekker as they say, is it not? Whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to take this blues scale and I'm going to do this pull off with my left hand, and I'm going to let the open string ring. So I'm just pulling up. So with just that much information, that can be going.